How's it going, everyone? Today's another episode of Lightning. I'm kind of filming these out of sequence while I'm waiting for parts for the back box. We're going to go ahead and tear down this Playfield because I am totally confident that we will get this up and going. And I don't care. We're going to do it. But that, and I'm still working on the cabinet on this machine as well. We got a lot of stuff to take up here on this Playfield. I think what we're going to do is we're going to strip this Playfield down, and then we're going to flip it over and rebuild our drop targets, because we have all new drop targets for this too. So we're going to replace all the drop targets and check them all out and see how the banks are, and we may have to order some more parts or whatever, but that's all right because we can continue to work on the top side. But first I want to get this tore down and see what we got to do. I know we got inserts to work on. There's a couple of them here that come right up. I think this is one of them. Yep. The big ones, same thing. You can see how that whole drop target's loose. Drop target. Yeah, here we go again. That whole insert is loose. So we'll punch them out. They're dipped really bad too. I don't know if I can get a ball. Nope. Anyway, they're really cupped. Problem with these two is I cannot find them anywhere. I think those are not available anymore. So we're going to have to try and fix the original ones. I can flatten them out. We can heat them up, flatten them out. All the little ones, all these small arrows, they're all coming up. I have those. Those we can replace all of those. These ones aren't too bad. We'll see how they clean up. The yellows and the blue here, ooh, those are really bad. We may have to replace them, and I'll get the decals and we'll put the decals back on them. Our centerpiece here. This is our bonus display. The plastic or the wood either the wood has swelled up or the plastic shrunk, and now it's sitting down in too far. There's an edge all the way around it, and that's what causes the paint to get chipped. The ball slamming into the edge here has knocked the paint off all over the place, all the way around it. So we have to level this out, which that won't be bad, and clean it up. Let's see. I think there'll probably be a few other things that we find. I think there's a couple of screws that are stripped out, or somebody just loosened them up and didn't tighten them back down. Plastics. We have some plastics that are a little warped. They have a little warpage to them. We can flatten those back out. I'm really kind of refraining from buying new plastics because we only have, there's a piece broke off here that kind of hides the hole a little bit, hides your hole, and this corner over here's broke out. But those are the only busted plastics we have, and you know, actually if I didn't point out that one over the hole, over the kick-out hole, I don't think anybody will ever notice it. The one in the corner, it goes up under here, so it kind of hides most of it. Trying to, well, come on. Camera's throwing a fit. So I'm trying to save a little bit here on the Playfield so we can use the money elsewhere. On this, I don't want to get a whole heck of a lot put into this one, but I think we can save the plastics. We can flatten out most of our plastics and make them, clean them up, and it'll look good. Most of them are okay, but there's a lot of them that are warped, and a lot of that is from the light bulb. And that one's way down in there. Nope, that's just from age. We'll get these all cleaned up. These, from what I could see, there's nothing that goes on those. Every one of these lightnings I have seen, there was nothing, no sticker or anything on those. Those are just plain white. And we'll probably end up leaving them alone. But I will get you set up, and we'll start tearing into this and get this all tore down and see what else we have to do to it besides clean the Playfield real good, replace inserts. Every one of these is sticking up on either the tip or the back half. So let's get it tore down, and then we can flip this over and start working on inserts. And, well, yeah, let's first get it tore down, and then we'll go from there as to what we do next. We may go ahead and just clean the Playfield real good and see how a lot of this stuff's going to clean up before we start changing these inserts. I'd like to keep those ones, but like I said, they're cupped pretty bad, and that's why we have missing paint, because of the cupping and the ball hitting the edge and just chipping the paint. All right, let's get this tore down. Okay, I don't know when my battery died. I just happened to look, and the screen was black, and my battery was dead. So I don't know how much you missed. I don't think I got too much more done than what you see. May have been a little bit. This one's a little more complex than what we've been doing. And see these 1, these posts with the 5/16 nut or top on them seem to be all the way through and nutted. We will find out here in a minute. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if those happen to have been stripped out before and somebody drilled them and put the post down and then put that bolt down and then nutted it from the inside because it was stripped out. That may be what we have to do with this one. I see one already that's stripped out, and that's this one right here. That's for our spinner. We may have to do the same thing. But this one is labeled everywhere where computer notification. You can see here they're labeled. I'll show you here when we're done tearing this down. They're all labeled so you know what size rubbers to put where. Now to get these posts off, you can see what I had to do. I had to crush it. All they have in there is a real small carriage bolt put up through and then knocked into the bottom of the playing field, and that's supposed to hold it. Well, if you get a little corrosion on the top here and then you go to try and take the nut off, nothing. What happens is you turn that little carriage bolt and twist it right inside the wood, and it won't come back off. You can see that one, the nut was actually stripped, so I had to bust it off. And now I'm gonna have to do that the same with all 4 of those to get them off of there and order some new posts. I knew I needed a few new posts, but well, I guess we're going to need more. More than I thought. I went ahead, I got that rail out of here. On that one, what you have to do is you have to unbolt this whole little playing field and lift it up so you can get under there and get the screws out. As you can see, you can't get to that back screw. And you can't get to the guide rails. So there's 1, 2, 3 big screws here, and then you have these guys right here. You have one there, and one up there. That's all that holds that down. And then you can lift it up a little bit and kind of push it back just enough. You can get your screwdriver in there and get those taken off, and you can lift it up and get this post out of the middle here too. I didn't think that was really a big deal. Ooh, big deal. So now let's see, what we got left is I have to bust and get those 4 posts the hell out of there. I'll go ahead and take off all 4 flippers and our guide rails. Now I know I've shown you many times how I take guide rails off. Let me get the tripod set up over here. But for anybody that's new to the channel and has never seen me take one of these off, get you set up here. There we go. And we'll go ahead and take this one off here. I think take that one and that one. What I do is I have a nice soft nut driver here. The handle's nice and rubber, so I can lay that on the playfield and I won't damage the playfield. And there's our guide rail. That's one. I'll see if I can weasel back in here and get this one. See if I got, oh yeah, I got enough leverage. And there's that one. That one's a little rusty. We'll clean her up. So I'll get those out and I'll take the pins out. These pins, can you see those pins? Kinda. Those pins are there to protect from the ball really whacking into here. It'll hit those before it'll destroy your switches. And those are just normally, and these are just a little metal dowel, little metal rod. You can see they come right out. I've seen a lot of them where they were nails. You know, they just used finishing nails. So I'll finish pulling the rest of this stuff, get all of our guide rails off of it. You've seen me do a lot of this stuff before. I'll get the flippers off of it. There's 4 posts. We'll get them out of there. And then we'll decide whether we want to take anything else off or if that's going to be enough. Well, we'll take this little window out here and we'll take the display off so it doesn't get damaged or crap on it. Crap on! Not them tools. Crap-ons. Alright, let me get busy here and I'll get the rest of this tore down. Now I got the flippers off. I removed our little window here and our display that goes in the center. That's pretty much, you know, just a regular six-digit display for stern or bally. So if there's a problem with it, that's not going to be a problem. Let's see, the only thing left that I am going to take off is I'll probably flip the Playfield over and I'm going to pull down all these stand-ups. For the simple fact so I can get at these, and once I get those out I can clean the targets themselves and see if I can't get them to brighten up a little bit and look a little better, and they'll be out of the way for cleaning the Playfield. I may go ahead and remove the ball trough. I really don't need to, but I may, just to get it out of the way, but I doubt it. Indecisive, if you can tell. And then I'm not gonna work on the underside of the Playfield until after we get this all cleaned and waxed up, because we're going to be putting new drop targets in, and I really don't want to, you know, have a clean or put new drop targets in it and then clean the Playfield and get the new drop targets dirty. So we're going to clean the Playfield first, and then we will turn it over and re-sleeve every coil imaginable underneath and check everything out and check our drop target banks and see how they are. Put new drop targets in. So I got one more thing I'm going to do before I end this video, and that's I'm going to flip it over and we'll pull these stand-ups out of the Playfield. And I'll pull these pins too. Those are the kind of the flipper stops. So I don't really feel like getting my finger caught on one of them. Now I pulled them up through and kind of wire tied them so they don't hang down in and get caught on something when I'm flipping this. Got all the stand-ups out of it, and as you can see, we're gonna, when we do flip this over and start working on the underside, we got some hackery to work on. I mean, we got a flipper coil here. It was changed, and I don't know why they put a wire nut on it, unless that was just a quick fix or something. I don't know. And kind of really some nasty looking solder job there. And then we have helper springs on them. I like this one. God, I wonder what the hell that was off of. But why you'd need a spring on it? Well, I do know on this one, on this side, when I was moving the flipper, you could actually hear the plunger scraping on the guide. So I'm sure that, oh yeah, that's why we got a screw missing, and it's on an angle, and the sleeve's probably shot and wore all the way down to the plastic on the coil. This one, who knows? Probably the same thing. You know, and I really don't bitch about things that people do, because out in the field, when this was on location, this may be the only way this guy could have got it back up and running and making money without actually taking it back to the shop and pulling it off a location. So, a lot of the stuff that you find like this, that's what you're going to find out is out on location. If the guy doesn't have all the right parts in his truck to fix stuff, it could be just these springs need replaced and a sleeve put in it, and it would have been fine. But, maybe he didn't have that stuff, but he did have a couple of springs lying around in his truck, and he just cut some wires and put stuff together. Yeah, it's just the way it goes when they're out on location and you're trying to keep them up and making money. So when we get down inside here, or when we get on the underside here and start cleaning and changing all of our coil sleeves and that, we'll get some other stuff fixed too. So I'll flip this back over and we'll see what it looks like. I'll get looks like there is a few new coils under here. That slingshot looks new, and so does that one. Boy, that's a big old beefy coil there, that's for sure. For those drop targets. Okay, now there's one diode there. Okay, yeah, all the diodes are on that set. Okay, and they were just bent and I couldn't see them. Alright, let me flip this back over and we'll finish tearing it apart. Oh, that's nice there too. Pretty. Alright, enough. Let me get this flipped back over and then we'll look at some other stuff on top and we'll finish up this video and be ready to start cleaning. Now I got everything all cleaned off of it, stripped off that I wanted to take off of it. Got our drop targets out, and took all them posts out, got all the light bulbs out of it. I'm not going to worry too much about inserts until after I clean the playfield, because I'm not going to put new inserts in and then clean the playfield. So we got to replace some of these, and like I said, these two we have to fix because I cannot find them. The rest of these, no problem. All the ones that are sticking up, we got just about every one of these inserts has shrunk and is sticking up in the air, either in the front or the back, all over the playfield. But this is probably the first time since this was made that this playfield has been stripped all the way down to just what you see here. The only thing we have in are our switches, which are easy to work around. These I can normally work around them. I get my fingers hung up on them, but there's not a whole lot of switches. Just the two on the slingshots here and here, here and here. So we only have eight switches to contend with. Took all the stand-ups out, so that's going to make it a lot easier. And you can see, when this was waxed, they didn't take posts off because there's still a little bit there's wax around everything, so we can get all that all cleaned up. So that completes our teardown of the playfield on Lightning. In the next episode, we're going to clean it. We'll clean the playfield and work our magic on it and make it look all real nice and shiny. See, I took that one retainer off. This one, the nut's actually under the flipper assembly, so I left it. And I'll leave the trough on it because nobody sees under the trough, and we can get it cleaned all the way down into where we need to. So I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. This one took quite a while to get this one tore down to this far, but hey, it's always going to be worth it in the end. Because it's going to look nice and pretty. Won't look like crap anymore. So until next time, where are you going? Yeah, come on down here. Okay. See ya.